as well as crustacean and fish.
Interesting. Oh, by the way, I'm going live now.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, it's just a pre-stream, so it's fine.
Don't forget to set the pings.
Yeah, I know. Oh. I'll do it. It's not that it matters too much. No one actually does pop up over on this on the D&D streams anyway. Oh, hi Hero Flame. Welcome to the stream. Pre-stream. Hermit, I see you there in the chat as well. The Hero Flame asks, how are you all doing?
Not bad.
I'm doing good. Today's just a weird day.
I'm doing pretty good. Just a little tired, a little hectic. I was supposed to finish the comic and upload it today, but I didn't yet. I mean, the art's all done. I didn't put the words in, so that's gonna be a little bit of an issue. So once stream's done, I gotta finish that up and post it. Oh. No, don't launch Divinity. No. Okay, so technical stuff, of course. Who would have expected it? By the way, there's about a 6 to 7 second delay. Between us and you hearing us, which is pretty good. All things considered. It could be worse. It's not. So just count our blessings.
Yeah.
So sorry.
And the cat is here.
Hello. Welcome, Bobber. Just woke up.
So, someone, aren't we?
Yeah, so in about 2 hours, we'll start. In about 2 minutes. 2 minutes, we'll start the session. Till then,
Okay.
feel free to unwind a little bit.
Honestly, it's gonna suck that Cantarella's been gonna be here, because I could have really used some of those first level spells.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm gonna be nice to you and say that you guys can still do the copying spell things, because you will have like an evening of downtime.
That's fair. I guess I should probably pull up some of those spells. Because I know, I think a lot of them, he was going to give me a lot of the ritual spells he has on hand.
Well, you want all the ritual spells?
Like identify and all that.
I mean, do you want ceremony?
You can't give it to him because
wizards can't get ceremony.
The thing is, specifically the way how Laviande does ritual spells is the same way how wizards do it. They have it written down in a spell book.
Yeah, that's no fun. Laviande is a tome wizard. Tome warlock.
That makes sense. Okay. So we'll soon be starting. Once we do start, we're gonna have to see how that goes. Okay, so if you talk, you're not hearing yourself, right? No, like if you try, guys, just try talking.
You mean like echoes?
I don't hear any echoes.
I don't hear any echoes.
Okay.
No.
Great, so you're not hearing yourself in my microphone. That's perfect. Thank God. Okay, right. So welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'd start the session, but there's a tiny bit of delay. It'll take me about 3 more seconds. Maybe. Come on. Okay, right. So basically the Roll20 page is lagging. That's why it's not opening up for me. And we're in. Okay, great.
And I'm getting some tabs open just because
Scroll down.
I know I'm gonna have to do some write down some spells. For late for this.
You know what? Today we'll just use the default. We'll just use the overlay I already have because I think that looks better. The new D&D overlay was okay, but it's missing things. It doesn't look right just yet. But anyway, here we are. Does anyone want to give a recap of what happened last session, which is almost nothing, I guess? You know, it's just one event.
Well, through a harrowing battle with the Three of Triumph, a agent of this alleged Dark Master, our intrepid heroes managed to come up on top with surprisingly little injuries. Is our dwarf friend, and once we reconvened with him, had found his own battles with some undead skeletons, surprisingly surviving, and too much of Doug's chagrin. And as we returned to the town, and we had found a injured woman on the side of the road. On closer inspection, Litney Zaral noticed that she was a dragonborn and was pregnant. So, with great haste, we brought the poor lady with us, and are now collecting our payment.
Yep, that's about it. It was basically just 2 events that happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
So, to streamline things a tiny bit. So as soon as I'm gonna get the death counter off screen because that seems a little bit.
Yeah. No. Yeah, that's
That's
ominous.
Yeah, that's a little. Yeah. We don't need
How many
that.
of our characters did you kill?
We don't need a death counter. Everyone can remember. Also, don't worry about it saying session 1 up there. I probably will never change that. It's a reminder that we're just getting started. Okay. So,
hello, welcome to session 1.
So this let me just ask you guys a question again. So when you guys came to town, this is what I remember. I remember that Litney went to the temple of went to the temple of the goddess of life with the pregnant mother and the town guard. Razzle and Laviande went to try and go collect the money. Doug, though, I don't remember exactly what you said you were going to do. Were you just heading
Doug
back?
Doug was also heading back to collect the money.
Okay. So I will make this easy for you guys. Basically, when you guys head back to the tavern, the inn, okay, to collect the money. Well, surprisingly, at Brawl Alley, there's a brawl taking place. Basically, you don't know how exactly it started, but the predominantly human bar is fighting the predominantly dwarven bar, and there doesn't seem to be any work going on right about now. It's just annoyingly busy. while you three are watching this event unfold, you just see that the same town guard captain, the same town captain, God, the same guard captain who you saw last time, the tall, yeah, the tall brown skin, bronze closer, the tall bronze skin, scarlet haired, military uniform clad woman basically just stares at at a brawl going on, just very displeased. She's like, I hate these. I hate them so much. Basically, she tells you that you'll want to come back in the morning. I mean, for one, because it's a brawl that she has to deal with, and then for the second one, because she actually has to get information back from, the watchers and the like. There's a park happening right now. That's a bit worrying.
Well, that seems about fair. Razzle's just going to find something else to do.
Hold up. What are you doing?
Well, if Razzle can't collect payment right now, their main idea is go explore the town a little bit.
Yeah, that is fair. That is fair.
Mainly because they don't want to get involved in this bar fight.
Yeah. Okay. So here we're gonna talk about where do you want to go?
Uh, well, we don't have that map up that we had before. Let me check to see
Here
if
it
it's
is.
in the...
Here's the map.
I don't quite know.
The proper map is still a work in progress. That'll eventually come. It'll eventually come as soon as I have an hour where I'm not swamped with work.
Question: where's the Temple of the Life Temple? So I could
Yeah,
place
where is that?
Litney's token there.
It's over here. Okay, so what
Alright.
happens is I'm gonna be moving around a bunch of these houses in the actual map, but essentially, okay, let me try making this easy for you guys in this way. Damn it. Okay, let me try dividing this map. Freehand, green, sure. So you guys see that green polygon, that green section over there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, that will be everything clergy, essentially. So, like, you guys need a temple, it'll probably be there. You guys need anything related to, a temple. So basically, they'll have the funeral services, the graveyards, the temples, all of that stuff. That's basically the religion district of sorts. You want to say,
Yeah.
This over here is in red is basically the financial district of sorts. It's tough to call it financial district because it encompasses basically like a few inns,
Yeah.
3 taverns, and just like a whole bunch of other shops, including the blacksmithing shop, which is very, very annoying to a lot of people because the blacksmiths have not been put in a separate place as they usually are. Probably because the first come first serve, and a blacksmith decided, hey, I'm gonna be over here in the middle of town, just to drive everyone insane.
Yeah.
In blue, this entire area over here, essentially, just all of this stuff, they're basically just like small shops and just houses where people live. That's mostly just residential district. In what color would I go to next? Okay, in bright red. here, these people, this is basically industry. So it's like mostly craft, like workshops and stuff like that. Workshops, warehouses, things like that. They're not actually selling things, but they're making the things.
Yeah.
Um, in light blue, maybe that'll be a good color. Basically, all of this place over here, light blue is not a good color. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me just delete that. Black. Black's a better color. In black, this area over here is basically is the shipping district, or at least that's the main part of shipping district. A bit of the a bit of the town, a bit of the outskirts, the up and down and stuff alongside the river all counts as the shipping district, but that's basically the main part. That's the main bit of it. And then this over here, okay, the the wall structure with the kind of polygon right there. Where I'm gonna put Mabel's right there, right? See that?
Yeah.
So that bit is basically the fortress, you could say. In any other like city or town or whatnot, that basically probably be like the town's manor, and that's essentially what it is right here. It's not exactly city hall, but it's like the fort. The most defended part of this town. This town here, by the way, is supposed to be, well, this entire area is empty. Essentially, it's all just
Yeah.
half built, but it's supposed to be essentially the city hall of sorts.
Free real
Basically
estate.
all the public services or whatnot, right? Here, that's
Mhm.
what it's meant to be. It's not built yet, or if it was built for some reason, it's not built. I don't know how to best describe this. It's not all there, and because of that, that's why you basically they turned one of the taverns into like a makeshift town hall, where you guys got given your missions. By the way, if you guys go over here, right?
Yeah.
Like the outskirts, specifically the outskirts down here, close by
Yeah.
there is Doug's church. So the Church of Miracle is roughly around here. Hey Peter, welcome to the stream. And up in the up northern place, that's like kind of like the best place if you want to find well, it's kind of a slums right now. The town's not been around long enough for it to be a proper slums, but that's kind of what it's shaping out to be. You know, so it's kind of like teetering on the edge of, they could turn it into stable housing or it could just be some slums. This is kind of where if you want to find legal shit, there's the best place to find it. You'll still find legal shit basically anywhere in town, but that's kind of like just the easiest place to look for stuff. Like, you want to look for gangs, you want to go, get some business of, the illegal sort. It's the best place to look, just because that's usually where it is. Otherwise, if you're in town, you just have to find the right person or just know what's going on.
All right.
And that's a rough breakdown of the town. You will hopefully see, like, again, I will put markers on everything when I actually finish the proper map. So where would you like to go? What do you want to know about?
Mm.
Well, currently a litany is
I mean,
is
yeah, I'll get to you, Litney. Razzle, you said you
yeah.
want to go somewhere specifically, right? You want to investigate the town.
Not quite specifically. I was going to wander, and I guess I'll wander. Well, we were already in the financial district because of the, tavern.
Yeah.
So, let's check out the area that Litney's in.
I see. So the religion district, well, it's not going to be called religion district probably, but it's just the closest thing I can think of at the moment.
Yeah.
Just because, as you can see, there's a big empty patch where like half of it has not even been built on yet. So yeah, well, Razzle, if you do want to investigate over there, you will find. Well, at a cursory glance, you'll find a whole bunch of you know, a few churches, mostly just shrines. Little placeholders like markers saying that, oh, this temple owns this part over here. This parcel of land is, you know, you do find quite a few empty parcels of land which just have a sign: pending legal conflict / holy war. This land is under joint claim ownership. There are quite a few of those, and well, Razzle, you might find this amusing. Actually, you might not. Yeah, moving on. You got
What?
any questions? You want to just roll a dice, see if you get
You
some
said I
random
was gonna
event?
find something. Said I was gonna find something amusing.
Well, you see, just give me 1 second. I just want to double check my notes just to see I'm just to see I made sure this is right. I'm sorry. Okay, so you don't know how this happened, okay?
Yes.
But you can see two plots of land right next to each other. One of them
Mhm.
says it's basically, owned by the Temple of Timora, god of trickery, and
Yeah.
and the land right next to it has a sign saying it's owned by the Temple of Tyr, the god of justice. And you can just imagine what's going to happen. In fact, you don't even need to imagine. Roll me 3d6 for a second.
3d6.
It does not have anything to do with damage. I just want 3 numbers.
I got 3, 1, and 3.
Okay, this is wonderful. You see 3 clerics of Timora arguing with 2 paladins and a priest of Tyr, with just one random resident just trying to in between, just be like, whoa, 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 you guys don't need to be like this. No, please, just calm down. There's no need to fight here. Please. My home's right here. I don't want you to demolish my home now, please. You have no idea how how these 2 temples ended up right next to each other, but you do know this is probably going to be the most amusing sight in this entire area.
Yeah.
It's only a matter
Honestly,
of time before a holy war breaks out. In fact, looking
yeah.
around at how badly everything's placed, you again. Remember, the signs do say pending legal battles / holy wars under joint ownership. You're pretty sure that already several holy wars have started.
Hmm. And here I was thinking, oh, this is a religious district, so obviously it must have a lot of expensive stuff.
I mean, it does. If you want to get through,
Yeah.
if you want to, like, maybe walk through, walk into a temple, see if you can snag something, while maybe getting
But how
harassed by paladins. Who knows?
Well, it's more likely that she'd be able to get away with stuff here because if she steals anything, their first assumption isn't going to be, "Oh, someone robbed our church." It's going to be, "Those jerks took our stuff."
I mean, I'm going to be honest. You do see a lot of these paladins, priests, whatnot, do seem to be distracted. You know, are preaching religious values that people of the opposing side. I'm pretty sure you could try to snag something. Who knows?
Razzle's just rolling her eyes at them talking. She's had experience with paladins before. While one of those little adventures did get a little interesting, they all just keep talking so much.
Oh yeah, that is the trait of
Might as-
religious people. To religion at each other.
Yeah, take
you
it
know
from
what?
a
Yeah.
character who doesn't talk. Sometimes that's the better option.
Okay.
Either way, just gonna do a quick roll here. I'm going to sleight of hand something.
Roll me
I
a
already did.
1d4,
19.
please.
Oh, 1d4. Three.
Oh, that's perfect. So, in the middle of all of this, right, you're like, I need a good mark, I need a good mark, I need a good mark. And then you're like, you notice one particular temple. It's a temple of Sune. You know, goddess of beauty. They always have a few little, beautiful slash expensive things all over the place. And the paladin basically just, there's a priest of Sune who's like giving a sermon. Everyone is entranced by this guy's sermon, but as he's giving the sermon, and then the goddess said, "Let there be for on the inside. We are all beautiful." There seems to be an oddly high amount of slot people in here, and it seems. Yeah, just roll me 2d20 just to see how much money you get out of this. The value of the items.
Okay, so 2d20.
I will say, if you rolled a different thing, I had a that you could have stumbled into a turtle. You could have come across. Basically, it could have been really bad or really good. You got a
I
pretty
only got
good
a
stuff.
16.
Okay, yeah. Oh, wow. So you didn't steal money, but you stole a fair chunk of artifacts. I mean, not really artifacts, a fair chunk of items. The total value is about. It's a bit tough to calculate because you'll have to go and fence this stuff in, but it should be around 8 gold in total.
Okay.
A pretty good haul. Specifically, what you got was you got like a very, very, very well polished silver mirror. Well, it's silver, but it's got these tiny gems inside them. Each individual gem is tiny, so they're not worth a whole lot. But the whole piece put together is, it's a fairly decent. Get. You've also got, other like about 4 other items. One of them's a hand mirror. The other one is a comb. It's a comb which looks like it's almost like mahogany with like gold trimmings. And then the fourth item is maybe the most questionable one. You got a dagger, and it's not a very pretty, beautiful looking dagger. Like, say for example, oh, it's like a silver or gold or something. It is it's basically like almost an obsidian black dagger with like little
Yeah.
silver lining on it. And looking at it, you're like, you severely question, how did you find this in the Temple of Sune? You don't know, but it's a good get regardless. So grand total value of all of that stuff about 8 gold. Maybe more if you can get a good roll, at the fence.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna go to Doug next. Where do you want to go, Doug?
I think Doug's going to go off towards the crafting district and see if he can make some alcohol.
You're going after crafting tips? Okay, got
Yep.
it. What exactly you say? You're trying to make what?
Alcohol.
Alcohol. Yeah. Go ahead. So
Various forms of liquor.
yeah. So basically, in the crafting district, you find like a whole bunch of different places. Okay. So what you want is you want to be closer to the river because again, you need a lot of water to. Depends on the process, but ideally you want a good intake of water. So there are some warehouses close to the river where they specialize in making alcohol. There are quite a few tradesmen around. Plenty of dwarves, plenty of humans. Oddly enough, I think you actually do think you see like 2 or 3 leprechauns and a unicorn like hauling a whole bunch of stuff.
I'm going to follow the leprechaun.
Okay. So the leprechauns, you see 2 leprechauns. Both of them look exactly alike. Like green top hat, red hair, ginger hair, I guess you could say. They're just green coats. They're just walking along. One of them is having like a jaunty, like a jaunty little jaunt. He's got his arms like kind of up to his chest almost, and he's just moving his body left, right as he's walking. The other person has his hands in his pocket, and he's leaning forward like about 90 degrees almost, looking forward and walking. It's like, oh, hello, Cam. I mean, it's like, oh, I'll walk in. Can you believe our luck? Oh, a hole like this, we don't get much in the blue moon. The guy who's like jauntily walking is like very illegible. You can't really hear what he's saying, and the other one's like, yeah, quiet down. We have to see how much we could fence it for first, otherwise it's all kind of pointless, just dead weight. You're not entirely sure what these guys are up to, but knowing leprechauns, it might not be good news. But knowing leprechauns, it might be good luck. Who knows? They're known to be like, they are both sides of the coin. They bring good luck. Sometimes to you, sometimes very much not to you. And you keep following them, okay? So you notice them actually just duck into a warehouse where some people are like loading and unloading just beer. Like very, very low quality beer. You can tell just by smelling it. These people have the people here have no nose for quality. All they give a shit about is quantity. Quantity of the cheapest shit they could make.
American beer. Got it.
The idea disgusts you. But if you want to follow them, you're gonna go through there.
I will follow them through there.
As you follow them through there, a dwarf basically is like, "Hey man, why don't you? Why don't you go and have a beer on me? It's on the house." And he basically just hands you just a random dwarf just hands you a mug of beer as you're walking through the warehouse.
I'll grab the mug and not drink it, but I'll just walk like I'm going to drink it, but not actually drink it.
Yeah, it is not good. It is probably fine if you just want. If your end result is you just want to get drunk, and you do not care about anything else. You just want to get drunk for the lowest amount of money you possibly can. That's what this stuff is good for. It's good for nothing else. And as you're walking through the warehouse, you see another unicorn just walk past you. This big beefy guy. He just looks at you. He just snorts at you. But this is not the unicorn which you were looking at earlier. This guy just walks over. He's just like carrying like 2 boxes underneath his arms, underneath his armpits. He just walks right past you. I need you to roll perception really quickly.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah,
Damn
be
it. My pass is higher than that.
11. 11, 11, 11. Roll me 1d4.
Three.
Oh, okay, 3. Okay. So as you're walking through this warehouse, okay, you lose sight of the two. You lose sight of the 2 leprechauns and the unicorn for a moment, just looking around, left, right, like where are they? Where are they? How the hell do you lose them? They're 2 little midgets in bright green clothes, and then it probably doesn't help that there's about like 5 other different leprechauns around, and you're fairly certain they're not the ones who you were following. It's like your eyes keep getting drawn left, right. Oh god damn it! Why do all the leprechauns dress alike? You know?
That's the exact reason.
And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
You need me to, or you need to?
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. As you're looking around, you're not entirely sure. You're not entirely sure where you should even look. You're aware of these kind of factories, but there's a very messy factory overall, I'd say. Things aren't where you'd expect them to be. It's not very well organized. They're just doing things for the sake of doing things, and you bump into someone. You bump into a dwarf holding a big barrel right over his goddamn head. And as you just bump into him, he just slips, and the barrel comes falling down on you. Would you like to? How would you react to this?
A barrel.
A barrel of cheap alcohol is coming towards you.
I know how my other character would do that. He's gonna try to catch it.
Roll me strength, athletics. You can roll me athletics or a strength save. I'll accept either.
Let's go strength.
12, that's enough. You grab the barrel. You get a bit worried, especially since when you grab the barrel, the ground underneath you isn't quite a more solid thing. So you hear a little bit of a creak, and you're like, oh no, oh. But luckily, you managed to put the barrel down safely without anything going, without any spillage issues. Luckily, they know how to seal alcohol. Thank God for that. They're not complete idiots.
Yeah, at least there's that.
Yeah, but the barrel's filled a bit too much. Ideally, you would leave a little bit of gap. Anyway, so basically, you grabbing this barrel, like it saves you from having a whole mess on your hands. And the other was like, oh, sorry, sorry, man. I might be a little bit tipsy. I went out last night for a big drink, and I might still be drunk. I don't get paid not to do this shit sober. He says it's sorry to you. He picks up the barrel, and he takes it away. And as he does so, you can roll me another perception check. Yeah. As he turns to walk away, your eyes just follow him for a split second, just because you're like, where's he going? Just maybe curiosity, trying to figure out where he put things, and you just notice that same unicorn with the barrel over his head, a slightly different barrel this time. You can't immediately put your finger on why it's on what the difference is, but it's not exactly the same barrel. Something about it's off, but it's the same unicorn, and you imagine that that leprechauns are probably close by. You just lean a bit over to just get a better look, and you can just see through the boxes the little two flashy green outfits just through through the gap of some barrels, and you're pretty sure that that's them.
I'll continue to follow them.
Okay, as you follow them, you notice that they basically go right back out that exact same door they came in, and you're just questioning like, why on earth did he do that? That's kind of pointless, you know.
Oh.
And then they go
Hmm.
towards the river. They go towards the river. Basically, like there's that walkway between the warehouses and the river, and they're basically going towards that. So as you follow them, they seem to be heading to this bridge down here.
I'm going to, as sad as it is, continue to follow them and see where they go.
Okay.
Maybe I can swipe
So-
their
so
treasure from them. At
You
some point.
hear the more jolly ones like, "Oh man, like I can't believe they do that to us, man. I can't believe they do this to." Okay, hold up a second. I'm so sorry. Wait. I can't believe they do us to us, man. Like, oh, come on. They're only selling us for half the money. And then the other guy's like, yeah, 50%'s not okay. I mean, we can work with it, I guess. I mean, otherwise we could probably leave it in the other spot and see if the other gang will take it. Like, I can't believe they do that to us. How would they possibly do this? Like, come on. Like, now listen here. Calm the fuck down. I can't even understand what the hell you're saying. Let's just leave it in the spot, mark it, and we'll see what happens. So, again, the more hunchback one is the person you can actually understand. The other one's just making loud noises, and you're not entirely sure what he's saying. You're catching a few words every here and there, but he's very, very illegible, I guess would be the word to say.
Okay.
So
Uh,
you follow.
I'm gonna go and dig it up once they have it buried.
Yeah, basically
take
they're
it
not
back.
burying it. What they're doing is they're going to this bridge,
Mhm.
and they're basically they look around to see if anyone's following or not, and well, you are smart enough to lay a bit back because you can, they're in more open areas, so you can just see them from a while away itself. You don't need to go up right next to them. And they basically go underneath the bridge, and they come back out, and they don't have the barrel anymore. And then they leave.
Yeah,
They
I'm
leave, crossing the bridge over to the warehouse district.
I'm going to wander off over under the bridge and see if I can't find the barrel and see what's in it.
Give me. Okay, hold up. Yes. Looking into the barrel. So yeah, basically you go over the bridge, you go down, you find the barrel. It's kind of like hidden in the shadows. So a normal person probably wouldn't know to look there, But as you do find the barrel, you do notice it's a bit different. You can't, like, you vaguely remember that. I don't. You vaguely remember like it looked a bit different when the unicorn was like carrying around the first barrel. Maybe just the way he was carrying or something. I'd say roll intelligence to figure that out. But looking at it now,
Oh,
you are pretty sure the way how he was holding around the barrel earlier, it might have been heavier slash filled with something. And now it's okay. Give me 1 second.
okay. I've messed your plans up.
No, give me a second. I need to. I need to make sure I actually have the proper description, or else it's kind of just a way. It's kind of just. It would just make things more confusing. when they first carried the barrel in, you believe, like from the way how the unicorn was carrying it, because of your time working with alcohol and all that sorts, you were pretty sure it was some sort of alcohol or liquid. Basically, because whenever he moved, the barrel just shook in that particular way. Whenever it's a barrel full of water or liquid or something, it just
Yeah.
has that extra shake to it. But now, when the unicorn was carrying it this time, it did not. It had something solid in it instead. And as you're looking at it now, you do notice that there are little breathing holes in the barrel, which if you had liquid in it, it would just completely just spill out. So that's a complete no-no. It's not It's not sealed airtight at all.
So there's a living creature or child in there, is there?
I said nothing.
Yeah, well, if there's breathing holes, it means there's a living creature. Or crack
Well,
open the barrel.
Well,
the mention of a child.
there are holes.
You're lucky Litney is not anywhere near that area.
Yeah, I'm a crack open the barrel. What do I find within?
Give me 1 second.
Can do.
Yeah, I was just hoping I had the token, but I'm looking around and I don't see it. It's gone. Damn. Okay. So as you crack open the lid, the first thing you see is a bit of blonde hair. And then just looking even closer, you see a young, probably, well, age is tough to define. By human standards, it looks like maybe about a 12-year-old or something like that. Small, blonde girl. But looking from her pointy ears, you can tell it's an elf. So, who knows what exactly the proper amount is. But there's a small little elven girl in ragged clothes inside that barrel.
I'm going to.
She is not conscious. She has.
I'm going.
Okay.
Sorry, continue.
She is not conscious.
Oh. Oh.
She is probably around the same age, actually. Elves reach, the physical maturity about the same time as humans. So she must be like really, really, really young. Like for an elf, it's basically a baby. It's like maybe 13, 14 years old. For an elf, that's basically just a baby. And
Yeah,
it's a very, very small child.
I'm going to put the lid back on, and then I'm going to take her to the church, like my church. Might look a little weird if a dwarf is carrying a elven child around.
It might. It might not.
But
I would like you to roll a D100 really quick.
D100.
Yes.
69.
Nice.
That is actually not nice for you.
Probably
no.
not.
Litney! Hey, Litney girl, what's up?
Oh no. Oh. Oh, what happened?
So you went to the temple, right?
Yes, the life one with the pregnant dragonborn lady.
Uh, the first response you got as you basically approached the temple was a paladin basically unsheathing their sword saying, "Foul undead, you meet your end today," and another person just slapping the back of their head. Stop it, Jeff. You can't just zealously attack every corpse you see walking around. What
It's
blasphemy
fine.
is this?
It's fine.
You
It's
seek
fine.
to leave them to what? And then someone just slap another slap to the back of his head. It's like, God damn it! No, I'm fine. I won't do it anymore. Okay, fine.
Litney
And
just sighs.
he just leaves, and then basically the person who just greets you is a priest. He's a priest dressed in the garb of the I don't know what the
the
word
life one.
is, but basically he is a priest who clearly worships the god of life. So he basically just says, "Oh, I'm sorry you had to see that." Jeff is kind of
Yeah.
like that. He's been a bit like that ever since, but you know.
Litney just smiles, then just like it's quite fine. I'm used to that reaction by now. But I come here to bring someone who is clearly a pregnant lady who we found injured at the side of the road. They gesture to to their traveling companion.
Okay. The priest just raises an eyebrow for a second, sees the woman's like, "Oh my!" And he just turns over to towards the temple. "Excuse me, we need a little bit of help over here. There's a bird incoming. Oh my God, she's in labor. Quickly, get the operating room cleaned up."
Um,
And
Uh,
then,
what do you need me to do? Lenny prepares to use prestidigitation for any means they need.
oh no, it's perfectly fine. Don't worry. Listen, I'm sorry, but we're a trained medical team, so it would be a little bit. It'll be adding another. Even if you're fully trained, adding another person into the mix at the last second would just cause more troubles than it could possibly solve.
All right. Just to inform you, we did have to help administer some pain medication because she was severely wounded. She was wounded
Oh.
when we found her.
Okay. How about you come with us? You just give us the details of what exactly you did so far. So we, and
Yeah.
basically he pulls you in, and
Oh!
yeah.
Rachel just holding on to the hood of Litney's robe.
Yeah. So first off, you're basically washed down with someone else casting prestidigitation on you just to make sure you're sterile or something, and they just ask you to just walk through exactly what all have you done so far, just so that you don't have any repeat issues or whatnot. If they know that if you gave them any specific medication, what else can they give her, or what should they not absolutely give her. Basically, just stuff like that. All the common things to work with. You're in there for about like 5 minutes, 10 minutes maybe maximum, and then you're just told to leave and wait. And
All right.
And basically they say that you got to come back, like if you come back in the morning or something, if you want to see her.
All right, and that would be just fine. Thank you. Though I couldn't be taking all the credit. We were doing a job when we found her, and thanks to Doug, our clerk Doug, he helped me administer the right dosage. They're just basically giving the rundown of everything that had happened. And, thankfully, Doug was there.
Doug. Is he also a priest? Cleric?
He's a cleric. I don't quite know what kind of cleric he is.
I know
Exactly.
of a cleric called Doug. Is he a dwarf?
Yes. It's a bit
Is
blunt and a
with
bit.
with long blonde hair?
Okay. Question, and for Doug's player, does Doug have long blonde hair?
No, reddish,
No.
purplish.
No.
I think.
No,
Yeah.
he has a. He has a sort of a reddish purple hair.
Oh,
He does wear a
yeah.
mask.
For the cleric of Merkel, right? Doug.
Yes.
What was it? Doug DeHeader, I
I
believe.
believe so. Yeah, he was actually the one that helped administer the right dosage.
Oh, I've met him
Which-
before. He's a pleasant sort. We almost killed each other in the battlefield.
Yeah, I've heard. I think I've heard your churches tend to have a complicated relationship.
Oh no, it's because we were with the lands of earth, and he was with the mountains of fire.
Ah, just like that other
yeah.
that was with us.
Life and death are just two
Um,
sides of the same coin.
Yes.
I mean,
I
he kind of
agree.
just whispers to you. I mean, you might not want to repeat that to just every priest you find of either side, because quite a few people don't share that opinion.
Trust me. Given that I also have a speciality with it dealing with the dead. Kind of subtly hinting that they are kind of a necromancer themselves. I can understand. And
Are you saying you're a necromancer? Because if you say that, I might have to put you down.
oh no. I promise you.
Relax, it was a joke. It was a joke. He says, patting your back.
Yeah, well, I know you. Well, it's kind of hard to tell because that's mostly the reaction I get from people. Well, whenever I actually quite enjoy a life, even though this is kind of my second chance at it.
Perfectly
Sort
fair.
of.
Yeah, that makes sense. He kind of just glances back into the room where the woman is, and he's like, so I did say we're a fully trained pair of team of professionals, but I myself am not really that much of a doctor. I'm more of the protector of life by hitting things until they stop living. It's quite ironic, but if the goddess says it's okay, who am I to judge?
I mean, and there's a life, a cleric. It does need to. The most dangerous person and to be around is kind of the doctor, after all.
Maybe.
Sorry, that's my dog.
But you do need to leave.
Very well.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. There is a chance you might get smited if Jeff comes around again.
Oh yes.
Poor Jeff. He's been through so much already. We're trying to take it one step at a time for him.
Yeah.
And then you hear Jeff said, "Did I hear something about foul and dead that needs to be smited?" No, Jeff, you're delusional. You need to sleep.
Yeah, I should probably go. By the way, what is your name?
Well, my name's Zaral. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Zaral?
Yeah.
But my name is Litney Zaral. Zaral.
Oh, mine is Zarale. What a coincidence.
Yeah. Huh.
Oh, I thought I was I thought I was the only one with that with such an old name. But okay.
Yeah. Huh, old. I never really thought about that. Can't remember a darn thing ever since I came back to life.
Yeah. Yeah. Dying will do that sometimes. I would highly not recommend it.
Yeah. Thanks. I should probably get going and got to report back to the guard, the lady guard captain for that for my reward.
Oh wait,
Mhm.
Oh, you're an adventurer. Oh, that makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah,
you were another
I'm-
follower of Merkel.
No, well, I might have been, but again, most of my memory has been lost to me.
By the way, he is walking with you as you two are talking. You're walking and talking towards the the exit.
Yeah. There's a hint of sadness when Litney says is they can't. A lot of their memories has been lost to them.
He gently put a hand on your back, just pats your back, says, "Well, I hope you'll find him soon." I will say, the goddess of life might not be one for your kind. Maybe not. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not one to judge. He is, but you might want to talk. You might want to find a follower of DeHeader at some point.
DeHeader is?
DeHeader, the god of knowledge. Well, god of knowledge in writing specifically, but but they often deal with issues like this. I won't say that they can just cure you, but they might give you some hints towards finding answers.
Litney takes this word to heart, looks to Zaral, and smiles. I will pass by them at some point. I am a little bit nervous about who I am, and if, those stories of someone regaining their memories and end up being actually evil and all that.
Well, you are who you are in the end of the day. The only thing your memories can really change is your motive. Who you are is who you are. Whether you do good, whether you do evil, all that matters is why are you doing it.
Well met, Sir Zaral. Litney gives a courteous bow, and as soon as they get to the door, they'll walk out.
Okay. Razzle, as you're walking around, a bit happy about your haul, you do notice the wagon, the cart, my mistake, the donkey cart, Doug's donkey cart, parked in front of the Temple of Life, with this female guard, with a little halfling guard, standing next to it. She looks to you and is like, "Oh hey, aren't you the little cat? Aren't you the little pussy cat that was here with the wagon? You're one of the corpse's friends, aren't you?"
Razzle produces a sign. Friend is a strong word.
Ah, good. Perfect for a strong cat. And as this little conversation's happening, Litney, you pop out the temple and you see Razzle.
Ah, Lady Razzle. Did you manage to get your payment?
Produces it. The message on the sign changes. No.
Oh. Was the lady guard captain, and being stingy with the money.
Raises sign more. It's still no.
Oh,
Oh, hey, wait. Oh, wait. Sorry. The halfling pipes begin. Oh, hey. So the two of you were doing one of Mabel's jobs.
yeah. We just came back from completing it.
Yeah. So what happens is you got to wait until you get back the notice from the Watchers to actually report that how good everyone did and what actually happened. Because you could say everything, you could say whatever you want, but it lacks credibility. We did hear, for example, that someone died. Well, not someone, multiple people, many people. But someone from your team died.
Oh, it might have been in that human, human male.
So you basically until you'll probably be told to report in the morning, just explain what happened, and then it'll probably be referenced with like the actual report. And if you're lying, you're gonna get in big problems. But you'll mostly be fine. Just don't lie. Everything's gonna be good. Oh, by the way, you two seem like a pretty reliable sort. Well, she kind of just points to you, Litney. You seem like a reliable sort. She looks to you, Razzle. You seem like a cat. Cats are probably strong. You got 9 lives after all.
I believe that's just a wives' tale.
My wife did tell me a tale like that. Okay, so
Is there?
basically, I don't know if you guys have any spare time, but I would like a little bit of a, I don't know if I call it a favor, a little job, I guess, a little errand. Basically, I'll pay you 5 copper each if you go and help me unload some stuff over there in the warehouse district. It's just a box, one big box. I just can't carry it because it's a box made for goddamn big people. I hate sometimes how heightish people can get.
Well, I will say I'm not the most strong person. I'm more good with the knife or thieves' tools, if need be.
No, you don't need to be strong. You just need to be tall enough to carry the thing.
Hold on.
Never
mind.
Oh.
I was going to insight, but Razzle has no insight.
I mean, a +2 is really good.
Well, yeah, it's all right, but it doesn't do me good when I roll a 4.
That is true. That is true.
Wait, did you roll?
So now Razzle doesn't know whether or not to trust this thing.
Razzle, looking at this halfling, they are an enigma to you. They must be child. Childs don't make sense. Me?
Well, you could. We'll see. So let's take a look at those boxes then. What exactly are in them, if you don't mind me asking?
Books.
Just books?
I mean, honestly, I don't really know. I've just been told to move some. I've just been told to move some boxes, and I went over there to move some boxes. I just couldn't because she just kind of gestures to herself, this small halfling, and she basically is like, "I can't lift the goddamn thing. I'd have to drag it. I'd have to drag it all across town, and that's just no good. Especially since you guys have a cart, so it's gonna be super fast for you." Whenever I try going to any of my subordinates and ask for help, they're always busy. They're always assigned somewhere else. We never have enough people. It's goddamn annoying over here.
Well, Litney goes to one of the boxes. I'm pretty sure Doug wouldn't mind.
Basically, the boxes are not here. The boxes are not here. She wants you to go with them. So basically, who of you are interested in going with her for this little thing? The pay she said like 5 silver
There's
each,
only
which is a total of 1 gold, which is like not a bad payout for just probably like what she describes to be just about like 20 minutes worth of work.
well.
I mean,
Thing is, she did. There's only the two of us.
Yeah, and a
Doug's
cart.
not
You
here.
guys have a cart.
Yes.
You guys have borrowed Doug's cart.
yeah, to bring the lady in.
Yeah, you
Just-
still have the cart.
I just want a muffled voice to come from Razzle's bag that's just like, this sounds too easy.
Well, it sounds like a very small payment as well. All
I mean, Litney's a good enough person, and they probably would if something felt off about it the box. They would most likely investigate.
Razzle will join in simply because I failed an insight check, so they do not know any better.
oh yeah, small child, indulge, see what happened. So
Yeah, it's more like small child offering money. Might as well.
yeah, so basically the two of you follow the little guard captain, and she basically leads you over to the warehouse district. Specifically, you guys are at this bridge. You guys are about to cross this bridge, and she's basically she's basically just chatting shit, basically about her superiors, about her subordinates, about how there's not enough hands on deck to do things. About that weird guy who lives down the street, just selling sheep wool, and well, they suspected at first that he is dealing with drugs, but apparently it is sheep wool. But there are no sheep here, so they don't know where or not he's getting the sheep wool from. They suspect it might be illegally smuggled, but they don't have any proof. And they also don't know why he's just standing in the street corner selling sheep wool. And he keeps going, "Ba ba, black sheep, have you any wool?"
Hmm.
And as she's mentioning that story, hey Doug.
Yep.
So as you picked up that barrel, and you're like trying to trying to take that barrel out from underneath that bridge, you happen to come face to face with 2 dwarves.
Okay.
One of these dwarves is a bit big, broad-shouldered, probably closer to like 280 or something, and the other guy is a bit younger, a bit better dressed, probably around 180 years old. Both of these two, the older, tougher one stands in the front, just narrowing his eyes at you, and the other one's like, "Hey, buddy, what you got there?"
Doug goes, meat for the church.
"Oh, meat for the church." He just like he does a little clap. "Oh, that sounds wonderful. But that looks a lot like some of my merchandise. You
Oh
wouldn't
no, we're
happen to
dealing.
be stealing from me now, would ye?"
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I bought this off 2 leprechauns in the crafting district. They told me to pick it
Please,
up here.
please roll deception.
Oh, come on,
Come
Doug.
on, high roll. High roll. Damn.
Well,
Hold up.
well, goodbye, Doug. We knew you well.
That's
Yeah.
good enough. He narrows his eyes. "Oh, really now? Did you? Like we'll have to deal with 2 fucking rats as well then." However, I will have to inform you that that is an illegal trade, what you just did. After all, not the owner of such a thing.
Sorry, what?
And I'm going to
Okay.
need you to hand the barrel over. Or else
Only if
it'll
you
get
can give me
messy.
back the money I paid.
Just to reiterate, we are going to this district, right?
You are going to that district, but you're not there yet. So,
All right.
Doug, could you remind me how old you are?
Give me half a second.
I remember 300,
Uh,
but I can't be sure.
150?
You're 150, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Now listen here, little kid. You might not understand, but you don't have a choice. You either hand it over to us, or he kind of just looks over to the side. Another dwarf also comes out, and probably another dwarf behind. Things are going to get a little bit messy.
Oh no! Someone call an ambulance. But not
Oh
for them. But not for you.
no! I'm going to attack him with chill touch while I'm holding a barrel.
You know what?
'Cause
Yeah, okay, hold up a second. Okay.
as a hand appears behind him and just grips his shoulder.
Give me a second. Where is roll 20? Here's roll 20.
Yeah.
We're gonna go onto this map just because it's gonna be easier. So basically just act as if this is the theater of the mind. Okay? We don't act as if this theater of the mind. This is theater of the mind. So let me just see, where are the tokens? Generic tokens. D for dwarf. So you got yourself 2 pairs of double D's. I'm so sorry.
All good.
For no reason particular, here's a turn order. Now, why don't you go ahead and roll me initiative? Not everyone else. Just Doug. Wonderful. Okay. Controls. 1, 2, 3, 4. Add the turn order.
They're probably just normal mooks. You could easily just bop them on the head with your axe.
I probably could, yes.
Plus, you aren't you a level 2 fighter or a level 2
Level
cleric?
2 cleric.
No.
Still-
Oh, thank God. I almost removed all the turns. That would have been annoying. So, okay.
Yep.
Doug, roll me a chill touch.
Okay, so
Also,
touch, I get
point
2.
out which of these rolls is it.
Pointing it at this guy and this guy.
Oh, 2 of them at once. I forgot you can do that.
Where to go? First one for the first closest. Second one for, yeah. So that's the 18 and that's the 20.
Yeah, those 2 do hit. Okay, so as you reach out and cast chill touch on these 2, basically the magic just kind of just grabs onto them, and it just, how do I best describe this? A ghostly hand. How did you describe your chill touch affecting them?
By like a skeletal hand reaching out and like grabbing hold of their shoulder.
Basic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your skeletal, basically these these translucent spectral skeleton hands reach out behind him, just grab onto their shoulders, and basically just suck the life out of them. They take a huge chunk of damage, but these two are still up. They're not super weak boys, but they're not like super strong boys either. They're like, ah, you little brat, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him. They are hurt quite a bit, but not enough to go down. So let's
This
see.
is definitely a. This is definitely a call an ambulance, but not for me moment.
So the guy in the back, this is amusing. So the guy in the back, he's gonna run forward 25 feet because he's a dwarf and that's as far as he can run. And he's gonna just pick up a brick or something and he's gonna chuck it at you, bro.
What?
He's gonna chuck a brick at you.
I just love how Litney and Razzle just having this nice cart ride.
Does a 17 hit you?
17 hits.
Oh my god, he actually managed to hit you.
By 2.
You 2 points of damage as this brick shatters against your shoulder.
Barely a paper cut.
'Tis but a scratch.
It's your turn, Doug.
Okay, I'm going to chill touch the first 2 again.
Oh my god, no! No! You can't do this to my little boys! That's a hit!
They started this.
That's a
He's
hit!
just ending it.
So a 16 to the closest one, a 13 to the further of the 2.
Oh yeah, they both hit. So you still reach out with more spectral hands.
Yep.
You do a huge chunk of damage to these two guys. They're still not dead, but they are looking really bad. Oh. Ah, you piece of shit! You're done! You're done! You'll never set foot in this town again! This guy talks too much. I'm going to tint him in a color. Actually, no. I'm gonna give him his nameplate. I'm gonna give him a nameplate.
Yep.
Doug's basically like, oh, I'm not trapped here with you. You're trapped here with me.
Yeah.
He is now Dick McLoudmouth. DeHeader, meet Dick McLoudmouth. Anyway, so Dick McLoudmouth is gonna approach you. Well, he makes the stupid decision to approach you.
Oh, you dare approach me instead of running away?
And he's gonna attack you with a club.
Miss.
Oh. I wish he had something else he could do, but no.
Yeah, these are basic moves.
Yeah.
Just uppercut him.
Now the guy in the back, he's gonna move forward. He's got 2 more. He's got this much more movement, and he's gonna throw a stone at you too. Throw a rock at you.
Okay.
Oh wow! Why are they so good at throwing stones, but not at throwing fists?
The stones uses strength, but fist doesn't.
No.
He who has not sinned past the first pebble.
That's 4 points of damage. Oh my god, that's almost max damage.
Not bad.
Oh yeah, so
Still not
another
that
brick
bad.
comes flying at you. And this one hits you a bit more square on.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely.
Next, this dwarf, the older one. The older one, the bigger one. He's gonna approach you as well. And he's gonna grapple you.
Okay.
So roll athletics or acrobatics. It's 17 from him.
Athletics. Acrobatics. Athletics.
Okay, and he's gonna use his second attack to push you into the river. Oh, can you beat a 6?
That's
Probably
a nat
not.
one, though.
Oh my god! There's no nat 1 in a contest like this, but yeah, okay. So you barely
You-
beat him. So he grabs onto you and he's basically just trying to lift you up to just throw you into the river, and you just stop him. You grab him back and you stop him. Ugh! Why won't you give up? And with that, we initiative 0. Basically, you guys, Litney, Razzle, in the cart with the guard. G for guard.
Yeah.
You guys basically roll up onto the, like, you guys are rolling up to the bridge, right? You know, you're going onto the bridge because, like, right next to the bridge, you hear some commotion. You know, especially because idiot dwarfs yelling. And so the guard captain basically just slows the carriage to a stop and is basically like, "Oh, you little drunkards! Stop fighting over here! You're gonna contaminate the goddamn river!" And she just looks over and she just sees basically Doug, this dead cleric, being ganged up on by 4 dwarves. It's like,
Does Litney also see that?
Is that you, Dick? How many times I gotta teach you this lesson, old man? She says, and she basically just reaches down and she just throws a random shoe at him.
At who, Doug?
No.
No,
the
at
other guy.
Oh.
Dick Metal
Yeah,
Loudmouth.
yeah.
Basically, you guys join combat. You can roll initiative. And
Doug,
you
what?
can, again, you don't need to attack if you don't want to, but you guys are here now.
Well, seeing that a companion is currently being assaulted, Litney, he will
by
take
the way,
initiative.
by the way, just so you guys know, my house rule is basically, if you guys want to, I'll let you non-lethal any magical thing.
Okay.
All right.
I've known what I want to do since this fight started.
Oh yeah.
Be a cheerleader? Yay, go Doug!
No,
yeah.
all these people are living. So I can handle the situation if I roll well enough.
Oh, yeah.
Go.
There are no skeletons. There's no undead or anyone with special attributes, right? They're all weak.
Yeah.
They're all susceptible to your magic, your bardly
Yeah.
magic.
Yeah.
Yep. So, I rolled a 16.
Give me a second. The taskbar wasn't popping up for a second, so I couldn't swap it. Okay. So Litney is a 16. Let me add you to initiative. And Razzle is 11.
I can go after or before Doug.
Oh yeah, the guard also. But the guard also got a 16. Good on you.
We need to reorganize the.
I know. I had to
thing.
click the button.
Yeah.
So we start off with the first brick guy. He sees this and he looks up. He's seeing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's like, I don't really like my chin here, but he's also an idiot. So he's gonna run forward and he's gonna try to club Doug. Here, Doug. Here comes the club.
Here comes the club. Bonk, 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 bonk.
The club misses as usual. Oh no. He comes down to lay down the law with the club, despite the fact that he's the anti-law. He swings down, and I'd like to imagine that Doug basically just raises his hand and just grabs his arm.
I know what I
And
want
he
to
just
do.
like looks
for
at him
my-
like, really? It's your turn, Doug.
Since I'm grappled by that guy, I'm going to pull the dead. This guy and guy.
Oh god damn it, what's there? Yes, okay.
I need a wisdom save from both.
Yeah.
So the first guy, if he's damaged, they. Which one of them was damaged?
Dick's damaged. So the guy who's not Dick, the guy who's perfectly fine, got a natural 20.
Okay, so
Dick,
he takes 3
who's-
necrotic.
Yeah,
And
Dick.
takes H4.
No. If you succeed, you get 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
So
0? I thought it was half. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm wrong.
yeah,
I'm wrong.
Dick, who was actually injured and desperately needed to succeed, didn't. So
Is this
how,
going to be
how are you
non-lethal?
doing this? Are you killing him? Are you doing non-lethally? How do you flavor
I'm
this?
going to point at him and let the toll of death kill him. And then I'll bring him back to life later.
So you're basically non-lethal, but you're flavoring it as I'll kill you,
Yes.
then I'll bring you back to life.
Yes.
Merkel isn't gonna.
So you point
have
at him,
Merkel
and he's
just
like,
yet.
"The fuck you pointing at you, brat?" And then he just stops, and he just like, ding dong, ding. He just stares up like, no, what you can't be doing, no. And he just falls backwards, just dead for a second. Eyes rolling back, mouth foaming, twitching, and then you basically, I guess you just basically just kick him. He's like, so that's him out. You doing anything with a bonus action or no?
That is my turn.
Okay. The other now it's the guard's turn. Basically, she just leaps over the edge, and she just jumps down. So she falls about like 20 feet or something. Takes.
I have to be away from the laptop very quick, but
No
I know
worries.
exactly what to do. I can still tell you what I want done.
Yeah, okay, don't worry about it. Okay, she takes 11 points of damage, which is not great, but luckily she's raging, so half that.
Whoa, she's a barbarian. Yay.
What did you imagine she was? Of course she's a barbarian.
I mean, she does seem to have a little bit of that anger issue.
So basically, she jumps down and she just slams onto the ground, and she is not graceful. That's almost max damage. She basically fell as badly as she could possibly fall. So essentially, she just like, how many times I gotta teach you? I said, old man, don't make me come down there. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. And then she just jumps down. And she just slips as she's about to jump down. She just falls on her back like, you beast.
Are you alright? Are you alright?
She raises her hand, just peachy. And then she gets up. And she looks to you guys, looks to the other dwarves, and is like, specifically she looks at this the old guy. It's like, I'm sorry. I can't believe you! Didn't you say you wouldn't do this shit again after I beat the shit out of you last time? She says that she basically just kicks the guy. That is a hit. Basically, she's got gauntlets. I'm reflavoring it as just her kicking the guy.
Question.
Yeah, that's. Oh, sorry. +2. Yeah, that's
How-
enough damage. She basically just kicked. The dwarf just turns to look at him like, and then she basically just kicks him just in the leg. She's like, "Ugh!" And then she just slams her.
No, the frick.
Yeah. Yes. What?
Sorry.
I'm breaking up.
Sorry. No.
Okay, so she basically kicks his legs and he just buckles underneath. He drops down to a knee and she just slams his head into him, and he just like, and he gets knocked out. And then she turns to look at the other guy. How about you? You want a piece of me too? It's like, no, I'm. Huh? What do you want to do, Litney?
Litney pulls out their spell book and will cast Wither and Bloom, centered on the gods woman, but I can choose who's the creatures within the 20-foot radius.
You know,
It's
I love unnamed halfling guard.
yeah. Any creature within a 20-foot radius, well, of my choice, I get to drain their life force a bit.
You can just put the description in. Oh wait, you're on your phone, so you can't click the description, right?
Yeah,
It's fine.
I'm away from the computer.
Don't worry, I'll click the description for you.
They have to make a Constitution saving throw.
You modified the
So I
description on your sheet, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Okay, from the 10 radius to
Yes.
20.
So basically, to anyone listening, what happens here is I took Wither and Bloom and I just gave it a small upgrade. Basically, I just increased the radius a tiny bit, and I just increased the healing. That's it. I didn't do anything else.
Using hit dice as means of healing without a short rest.
Basically, I just made it actual healing instead of like I just made actual healing instead of specifically you're rolling hit die. So it's essentially just one is worse than using cure wounds. So it'll always heal as much as using cure wounds of a lower level.
Yeah, so they have to beat a DC
Is this
13.
Constitution?
Yeah.
Oh. /R1.
They take 2d6 necrotic damage, and on a failed save, half on a successful one. And I get to pick one creature or of my choice to heal. How badly is the guard looking?
The guard's looking fine. She only lost a quarter of her HP.
Doug would like some health if possible, though.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
of course.
so basically the guard up here, he succeeded. No, wait a second. He got a 9. So this guy up here, he failed. The guy down here, he got an 18, so he succeeded. So I'm gonna roll. Just roll total.
2d6.
Okay, I'm gonna roll 2d6. Okay. Yeah, it's a 1d8 plus for you. I think is what your intelligence modifier is 3, if I remember correctly. So Doug heals for 5. So the guy who's up there takes 5 damage, and the guy who's down here takes 2 damage.
Litney, as you see Litney wave their hand, and a almost skeletal apparition appears behind them and starts sucking at their life force and spits it towards Doug.
Okay.
Doug's
That'll
now
be
looking about half.
that's your turn, right? Yeah. You only have one thing as a bonus action. Let's leave that. Next it's Dick McLeod's turn. We skipped that. Now it's this guard's turn. Sorry, not this guard. This dwarf's turn. This guy doesn't know what to do. He's panicking. He's gonna just try to hit the halfling guard.
Hmm.
It's not a bright idea, but these people are not smart. He does not manage to he does not manage to hit her. He slams down. He just pulls out his club. Like, yeah, and he just slams down. Step back! And she basically just eats the damage. He just basically she slams him. He slams her just in the, just in her head, right? He hits her head with the club, and she just stares him down. He's like, Razzle, what up? What up, cat?
Well, haven't been able to do anything like this for a bit, so sleep time. And I'm doing it at 2nd level, so I have 7 die.
You know what? I'm glad I didn't opt for sleep because this Raz needs some love.
I only got 31. Does that knock anyone out?
I mean, I did do small damage, so hopefully that did.
I'm asking our
That is
game master.
that is enough to knock out both the dwarves.
Oh, cool.
Luckily, the guard has the same amount of health left as one of the dwarves. But luckily, I chose not to counter. I chose to put her slightly higher in the order.
That's not how sleep works.
No,
I get to pick who sleeps.
you get to pick.
I'm pretty sure.
No,
Wait,
No, anyone
no.
within the radius. I thought.
nope. Everyone in the radius. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Well,
everyone within the radius,
never
starting
mind.
with the one with the lowest health.
Yeah, you only choose the point. So basically,
Got it.
I could have chosen that a guard falls asleep, but I
Hold on.
didn't.
Hold on. I do have deathless nature that's supposed to keep me from being put to sleep
Yeah,
magically.
see, listen, you don't count because you can't be put to sleep. But anyone in the radius who's eligible to be put to sleep gets counted. You can't pick and choose.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, so yeah, you managed to put the remaining 2 dwarves to sleep. Good job. You rolled just enough, They had 11
how
and
much-
15 health, so if you roll like
how much-
4 lower, you wouldn't have been able to do it.
Wait, how much HP did Doug had? Was he in the radius?
I was in the radius until Litney healed me.
Yeah, Doug had
okay.
more than 15 HP, so it would have been he wouldn't have been
No.
selected.
I have now. I had 13.
Yeah, if
Oh.
Doug would have been put to sleep if he didn't get healed.
Yeah.
You're assuming I'm putting the circle close enough to Doug.
Fair enough. He is our main damage dealer.
Who knows? But we end turn order. Yes. So basically, you now have a gaggle, if you will, of dwarves who are You know what? Just for the funny,
Yeah.
we can say. Can you? Do you know how many people you managed to put? Do you know how many people you managed to put to sleep? Does it tell you?
If you're talking about civilians, oops.
Yeah. Anyway, don't worry. Don't worry about it at all. It's all perfectly fine.
All the fish are asleep and floating in the water.
Yeah. So basically, the gaggle / gang of dwarves are all either unconscious or asleep. The guard. So Doug, the guard just walks over to you and basically just steps over this other sleeping guy's like, "Are you okay, old man?"
Not old yet.
I mean, you're a goddamn dwarf. You're probably older than me.
I mean,
That's possible, but it's also possible you're older than me.
and have you seen an elf before?
Of course I have. I've worked with elves. And then she just kind of just thinks about it. You know, now that I think about it, I think dwarves and halflings live about the same amount of time. I don't know why I thought you were just an old man. I guess I'm just used to being surrounded by old dwarf men like these people.
Raz just raises a sign. It's the beard, isn't it?
Now
But this
listen
is
here,
my
if I
young
could grow
man
a
beard.
majestic beard like that, I would, okay?
I mean, I've met some
I might
dwarf-
be jealous, okay? But so she
Wait, are we
just looks around at these people like, oh god damn it! Now the number of people now the number of things I got to drag around town have just increased by so much more. How do I even move with these people? She
please,
just
please, peace, guard, lady guardsman. We can at least help with attending to a few of those. Since we were in the area.
I would greatly appreciate it, and there'll definitely be payment in it for you. I don't know how much though.
By the way, Sir Doug, why were they attacking you?
Oh, I've got a barrel of precious things for the orphanage here, and they wanted to steal them. I need to go deliver this to the orphanage for its own safekeeping.
The
I
guard
can
looks
show you later at the orphanage what it is,
the guard
but it's
looks
a present for you.
the guard looks at you and she's like, you know, you really shouldn't be carrying around precious things in a barrel. That's what gets you mugged.
Well, a barrel is less likely to be secretly stolen than my coin pouches, right?
If it's all right with you, Sir Doug, I would like to have a look at the barrel.
Hold on. I'd like to make 2 rolls.
Insight?
Perception.
Litney is obviously curious
Oh
because
yeah, by the way, because I never actually addressed this because I forgot. Zid is off wandering around town. You don't know where he went. And Ayla the dwarf is drinking. Actually, you know, Ayla the dwarf, when he saw the drunken brawl on Brawl Street, he decided to join in.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, Litney's going to be like, mind if I take a look? I'm quite interested to see what these men were fighting over.
So,
Again,
Razzle
there,
has made
Litney,
2
you can have a look at the orphanage, but right here is probably not the best location.
You know, I'm getting the feeling you're hiding something from me.
So, Razzle's made 2.
It's just a vague feeling. I'm not entirely sure why.
Well,
Two perception rolls.
would you like me to show you a barrel full of decapitated heads, or would you prefer me to not do it in public?
I'd prefer to have a barrel of laughs, but
I
I
believe
am
we
now
should.
thinking that barrel might be important. And I
Yes,
think
I
I might need to take a look inside at one point too.
Well, then you
Razzle's
can
made 2
come to
perception
the
rolls.
orphanage with me, and we can have a look at it there. It will be safer there than it will be out in the streets next to a river.
I would highly suggest that we do that, Lady Guard,
You know,
because
that sounds good.
yeah,
Also,
yeah, right.
Star. Hello?
yeah, sorry. She says, you know what, that sounds good. Let's get rid of these mooks and clear this whole business.
I made 2 perception rolls.
Yes.
As a 21 and a 16, I'd like to examine to see if the dwarves have anything on them. And then I want Raz to examine the barrel that Doug is carrying.
Okay, wonderful. So you're examining the dwarves, and they've, well, they've got coin pouches, but it doesn't seem like they're carrying a huge amount of money. There's about roll me 48.
Okay.
Just so I can see like what the total value is of all the stuff they carry, all the shit they're carrying on them.
I just like how we kind of found ourselves an illegal smuggling ring.
They're
Honestly,
gone
I was
up.
thinking if they have like papers on them or something.
What papers?
Yeah, that guy had a name that kept getting thrown around. I thought he could have like some sort of organization or something he's a part of.
The Dark Master.
Well,
So
no, I don't think they're affiliated with that.
All right.
there's about 14 silver worth of money on them totally. Well,
Okay.
almost all of it is on the McLeod mount. The other ones are just carrying like a little tiny bit of money. McLeod mount also does have a piece of paper that does say, "Burn after reading, you dumb schmuck."
Cool. They didn't
Wow.
listen to their own instructions.
Wow.
Always
His name is
good.
McLeod mount for a reason, you know.
So, just gonna pocket this and looking at this little letter.
Oh, also, because the reading letter takes a bit of time. Instead of
Yeah.
that, you also did ask to have a peek into the battle. Well,
I was
given
gonna
what
see if Razzle can know, hey, this isn't full of stolen goods.
yeah, looking at the battle. Okay, hold up a second. How exactly would I describe your knowledge? Like, because you as a player know what's inside, but how would Razzle know
I know.
specifically? Okay,
Well,
okay.
you have to
Here's
remember,
what
this
we
is their
have.
business.
Here's what we have. First off,
Yeah.
you Razzle, with your knowledge of money, right?
Yes.
So you would know that it is not ideal to put things into a battle which has air holes. Like you can
Yes.
see, with your perception, you can see that there's air holes. Okay, and you would know that
So this
if it's anything even vaguely important, you would not put holes in it. You'd want to keep it in a sealed barrel for as little
Yeah.
possibility of anyone getting in, because otherwise bugs might get in. Like if it's a corpse or something, the smell might get out. If it's like loose valuables, something might fall out. Because these
So
air holes are
obviously
nice,
they've
super
identified
tiny.
this as a smuggling barrel, correct?
Yep.
For smuggling live goods.
Yep. Basically, it is an air hole for something that needs an air hole.
So Raz just kind of looks at Doug, looks at the barrel, and just shrugs because they don't care anymore. It doesn't have money in it, so why should they care?
I mean, you can turn people into money.
Yeah,
They
we're
have
not going into.
monetary value. Oh, hey,
Wrong
Core Virus.
business.
I'm sorry, I didn't see a message there. Yes, Core Virus over here just explained the rules of sleep. Yes. Lowest
So
HP
either way,
to highest HP.
I have a letter that says you should have burned this, you idiot.
I mean, it says burn after reading, you schmuck, you dumb schmuck.
Well, time to read.
Okay, so you guys are in the car heading back to heading to Doug's temple, church.
I would assume we would have also tied up the perpetrators.
Oh yeah, they have been tied up. Things are happening with them. Some kinds of things. Basically, what she says to do is just tie them up, stop by a barracks, like just there are guardhouses throughout the city. Just stop by one of them, just dump these people off over there, and they'll deal with the rest. Huh?
All right. To save time, can I or actually, the guard lady would tell us where to take.
Yeah.
About.
Basically, you can assume that these people are dealt with by the guard. Between you getting on the way to the church, right? They will be dealt with. They'll be handed over on the way to the church, because otherwise it'd be very annoying to just keep carrying them around. They're four dwarves, they're not easy to carry around.
Yeah, that's a fair point. So, yeah, once we drop them off, we'll make our way to the where Doug suggested would make a good orphanage for Litney.
Yes. On your way back, okay. On your way, you guys, while you get going there, Razzle's been reading the letter, and so Razzle, here's what's Give me a second. I need to drink some water.
Stay hydrated.
Here's what's written in the letter. So the cover letter basically says, "Burn after reading, you goddamn schmuck." And so the letter basically opens up saying, "McLoudmouth, I swear to God, if you do not burn this letter, by the time we next meet, I will personally end you. I will rip that goddamn shaggy rag you call a beard right out of your face, and I will feed it to my dogs."
Dwarves have such a way with words.
Ah, yes.
And then it basically says, there is a deal with the leprechauns, and you need to make sure it goes through. You need to make sure it doesn't go through. Okay? The leprechauns will put a barrel underneath the bridge to the. Hold up. The leprechauns will put the barrel underneath the lower bridge to the warehouse district. Whatever's in there, I want it. I want to make sure it doesn't go to whoever else is gonna get it. And that's basically the letter. And the letter also just says, "Now, for the love of God, burn this goddamn letter. I'm beginning to think you're actually illiterate."
Raz casually passes the letter to the guard.
And the guard looks at the letter and basically just stares at it, blinking. It's like, yeah, that's why we call him McLoudmouth.
Rachel
The guy's
looks at
such
the
a
letter.
dick.
Rachel jumps on the guard's lady's shoulder and looks at the letter. Looks confused.
The guard lady slowly turns around, just sees the rat, stare, blink, blink. Notices it's his undead rat. Blink, blink. Slap, 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 slap.
Rachel just runs straight back to Litney and just gives angry squeaking noises.
Oh my God! Why didn't you tell me you got the rat infestation? I know the number for a very, very good pest exterminator. Oh my God!
No! Rachel's my friend. She's actually the first undead I ever brought to life.
You're friends with the rat? That's kind of sad.
Well, it was the first one, and I met when I became what I am.
He's your first friend. She looks at you with very pitying eyes. Your first friend is a rat, and she just doesn't seem to comprehend it.
That Litney raised. Still don't know how she did that. How they did that, you know?
Yep. And so now we're gonna say that you guys are at the church now, because it's been long enough with all of this shenaniganery.
Is going to lift the barrel off the cart.
Litney will go get the door, since they aren't really that strong enough to carry a barrel that weighs the same size as a humanoid child.
I'm just gonna roll the barrel into
carrying the barrel. Continues to look at Doug because Raz is the only person who has pieced this somewhat together.
Doug's just gonna roll the barrel into the orphanage.
Our
All
first participant rolling
All right.
in.
All right, so what exactly is in this that
A child.
you hear that and you can almost hear glass breaking as Litney has this almost like a mental snap at hearing like, oh, did someone harmed a child?
And Doug goes, no, not me. I have saved the child. Someone else harmed the child.
Raz is just over there, just like, well, it's not an exotic animal. Honestly, I don't know how much you'd actually like. Just like in their mind, it's just how much do you even get for a child?
Can I roll for history, see if anything like a child smuggling and well, how bad it is?
You're not
Keep in
entirely
mind, that
sure,
was-
but you do know that it's always happened.
Oh yeah.
I mean, a child has a lot of potential. It could be
Yeah.
anything. It's like a Pokemon, you know? It's
Yeah.
like a gacha.
Raz
Yeah.
honestly does not care for this sort of practice. It's weird.
Yeah.
And honestly, it seems like way too much work keeping the child alive.
Well, that's what Litney is for.
This is
Litney
why
does
Raz would be a
huge
very
a-
bad mom, or at least a terrible
hearing
aunt.
Hearing that, you just see Litney shoot a look at Raz for
Raz cannot speak. This is all
sorry.
internal.
Sorry, it was the.
It's
I thought it
fine.
was the
It's
time.
fine.
Anyway,
There's
Like,
no
this is
rush.
Raz
Just
in your
take
mind,
your
it's like,
time. Take your
I
time to
don't
drink it all in.
understand.
yeah. Litney will like. Well, is the child okay? What? Shouldn't we get them out?
I mean, yeah, you could let them out. They were unconscious before, and they're probably dizzy now. But yeah, we could let them out. She kind of looked like you, so that's why I figured she might be right up your alley.
All right, so Litney will open up the lid.
You open up the lid. You see a small blonde child with long, unruly blonde hair. She's small, too small. Looking at her face, you think she might be around 10, 12. Looking at how she is, you can guess that she's probably been starving for quite a while. She's dressed in basically rags, long ears. You can tell she's an elf, and you don't fully comprehend how you know this, but you reach in and you just lift the back of her. She just basically bring a hand behind the back of her head and pull her hair up from the back. Just looking at the back of her neck, you can see a small, tiny branding. Serial number.
She was sold. Litney just.
You don't know why, but this is extremely familiar to you.
You just see this look of concern on Litney's face. They shake it off and like, get this. Can someone get this girl some food? She's starving.
She's still unconscious.
Yeah.
Litney, you believe she's probably going to be unconscious for the rest of the night at least. You don't know when exactly she'll wake up, but she's not going to be waking up anytime soon.
Can Raz do a... That's not their best thing, but can they do a medicine check?
Go ahead.
Can I give advantage since I'm
Absolutely. You absolutely can. In fact, Raz can probably give advantage to you doing it. Okay. Well,
Lucky!
you had advantage,
Nat
Raz.
20!
You don't need to spend your lucky.
Oh, never mind. Not spending the lucky.
So
Nat 20.
that's a natural 20. Oh yeah. Do you have any specific question, or do you want me to just?
Raz is specifically just not knowing quite how to deal with the situation and just kind of like watching Litney as they do this action. They're going to remove the child from the barrel and set them down on flat, not like the ground, but like
If
A
she
there's a
doesn't know
chair.
few,
Doug's place.
Something.
Yeah, something like that. Set them down, and now they're going to check for what you would commonly find in the smuggling practice, which is drugs of some kind. Like,
Yeah. By
not
the
on the child, but like stuff to knock the child out. They're trying to identify if this child was knocked out physically, drug-wise, magic. They're just trying to get what the kid's situation is.
Yeah, okay, sure. First off, I would like to just point out that the orphanage, quote unquote, is basically just a big house that could potentially be quite a nice orphanage, but there's no furniture in it yet. The house has been built, but it could still use a layer of paint, and it's got no furniture. So just want to just point that out to you. It's
Mhm.
almost ready, but not quite there.
Yeah.
So as you look at the child, okay, uh, she does have some bruising, but not much. Uh, so Litney, especially, like you're looking at this as well. You're reading that code. You don't
Yeah.
fully understand, or you don't know what today's date is specifically. I'd say actually maybe you do. You've been around for a full month. So you can
Yeah.
tell from this branding that maybe she got branded about maybe a week ago. So you would know that she's not been a slave for like super long time, and that's how she was. Razzle, you would notice that she's got some bruising, but not enough to have knocked her out. More like bruising enough to be just like from a few scraps or something. Like maybe from a fight. Uh, you're pretty sure she was drugged. You're not entirely sure what drug was used, but it shouldn't be her breathing's fairly stable. It's not weak. She seems like, despite how starved she looks, she doesn't seem weak. So you can imagine that they probably used a safe dosage for her. It'll probably keep her down for another 8 hours ish or so. Uh, you do recognize it as one of the many quote unquote herbs you can acquire from the criminal underworld. A fairly cheap one. So it's kind of just, if you use this on someone other than a child, it's basically just going to make them a bit drowsy. Maybe it's going to, maybe it's going to make them a bit sick, but there's a decent medication for a child.
Mm.
Yeah.
Litney is,
I mean, she probably still needs to see a doctor. I'm going to say that right now. She probably does need to see a doctor. Just because it's not a lethal dose or a dangerous dose doesn't mean it's not going to screw her over.
It's more
Raz-
than malnutrition.
The malnutrition might have been she might have been starving for a prolonged period of time, probably before she got captured. Even you don't know the full story there. She's got several they're old, they're healed, but there's a lot of like cuts and scrapes across on her. Again, because you got a natural 20 medicine check, I will say, you know what, does anyone here want to roll intelligence or history, something?
I can roll intelligence since my history is a lot better. I have a +5.
Yeah, go ahead, roll history.
Rolls in that one.
8. Unless someone wants to give me advantage.
Hold on. You
I
get
don't think anyone else
inspiration.
has history. I'm going to say this is like
Inspire.
What?
Inspire, so 1d6.
Yeah, roll me a 1d. Oh, I'll roll 4. 12. 12's not bad.
Okay.
You are pretty certain that she must have been like wandering. She must have been in a forest or something, or some kind of foresty environment. Maybe there is kind of a people do hunt elves every now and then. Well, it's not even just elves. Basically, almost any
Anything but five.
species. It just depends on where you are, Like, what's the exotic species where you are? Here, elves are kind of like not super common. Maybe in the dwarven lands also there'd be like a huge demand on like elves and stuff. But yeah, so basically, uh, she must have been just unlucky, just been possibly hunted down for several days before she got captured, or there must have been a famine that led to this.
All right.
I will say those are the two options. You can't immediately tell just because you don't have enough information. You don't know where exactly she's from. There have been famines. Have they been close enough for it to be her? Maybe. Or this could just be that she was just running away and then she just got lost and she was starving. Maybe she stumbled across a poacher's camp or something and they sold her off. Who knows? But you do fully understand that she was probably starving before she became a slave. And her becoming a slave did not help the matter at all.
Litney will turn to the guard. We need to get her to a doctor.
Yeah,
Or,
she's looking at okay, hold up 1 second. So the guard lady looks down at a little child, just rubbing her chin. It's like, yeah, that does make sense, but she kind of just looks around. But you are right here next to the church, right? The Church of Death. They should surely have a few clerics on hand who could help deal with the situation at least. Like I'll go and actually just call a doctor to make him. I'll bring a doctor here. Okay, I think it's better for her to be closer to clerics at the moment. I'll bring an actual doctor to come in and double check to make sure everything's perfectly fine.
but also another thing that's worrying me.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I've immediately recognized that she was being sold off. I don't know by who. All I know is it feels familiar to me somehow.
Raz pulls out the letter again. And just kind of waves it in front of them, just like, hello?
The leprechauns?
Thumbs up.
But question is, which ones?
That's a very good question. I'm going to go get the doctor. Unless you got something emergent, unless you got something really urgent you need to ask me.
Do you think you could also inform the captain?
Yeah, of course.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely. I mean, she might not be able to come immediately, but I'll definitely find a way to tell her. I'll just go grab a doctor. I'll be back in about an hour or something. Can I borrow your donkey?
I suppose.
Because it would just be a lot faster for me.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. I'll go get the donkey. I'll go get the doctor. I'll be right back. I'll call the guard. We'll sort this mess out.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. By the way, what you say your name was Litney, right? I think.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Litney, I'll pass on your name. I'll be in touch.
What is your name, by the way?
Oh, Lore Guard.
Lore Guard. Okay. Thank you.
With a name like
Hold
that,
on.
not many
Hold on.
opportunities except being a guard.
Hold on.
What?
Raz is inciting. They still don't trust this halfling entirely.
Her name is indeed Guard.
Well, yeah, but like
Where
it's more like the demeanor of asking to borrow the donkey. It's like, yes, they seem to be helping, but Raz still doesn't like quite how this person's talking.
Okay.
I'm just checking to see if they notice.
I mean, you do notice that she's just really weird. Halflings are
Hmm,
weird in general. They seem to have a
okay,
very weird compass of like, you know, fear, uh, caution, and stuff like that. I mean, to be
got it.
honest, most halflings you knew would basically, like they joined a circus, they try to immediately go and do the most dangerous acrobatic jump. They'd fall, they'd die, and that kind of be it. Half Again, you've seen two types of halflings basically, and both types are thrill seekers. It's just one type is smart enough to not kill themselves, and the other type isn't.
but for all intents and purposes, she seems trustworthy.
I mean, you can't say, "Oh, I trust her" or something like that. It's basically seems like she seems weird, but she doesn't seem to be trying to pull anything. I mean, yeah, she doesn't seem to be trying to pull anything, at least.
Litney's just gonna be sitting right next to the elf girl, just using just propping their head up on Litney's his lap.
We should try to find a stopping point.
Yeah, I think
I plan on
this-
stopping right now. I'm just waiting for a good sentence, and in fact, I feel like this is a good sentence right here. This leads into perfectly. Okay. So, as things settle down, you guys are all waiting, right? Doug probably heads over to the church. Razzle probably, has a look through all of the stuff she managed to acquire and thinks about where exactly should she go to fence it all off. Litney,
Obviously, the place that sold her the illicit goods she bought in the first place.
very likely. But you might want
Yeah.
to you might want to shop around for a second option. You might get a better price.
Fair enough.
And Litney, as you sit there, with the with the child's head resting on your lap, as you look down on her, and time begins to slow. You just can't help but remember a memory in a small, cramped, sterile room, staring down at a small, tired, emaciated child as she stares back up at you. You still remember the words she said to you that day. Please, Litney. You can't. It's too dangerous. You had no answer back then. You didn't want to lie to her. But you didn't want to tell her the truth either. All you could do was silently hold her thin hands before turning away. And with that, we turn away from the session. That was
Wow.
That was your Reborn memory.
Yeah. Ooh, actually, that was actually a good RP.
I was
Hey, so-
waiting for the perfect moment to pop that out. Anyway, we will stop the stream now. To anyone who's still watching, thank you so much for watching. That was so much fun. And we're
Okay.
done.